I did so much just to try to get the stream working on the PlayStation 3. I was gonna do so much too. I was even gonna get a friggin' BRB image and actually set up a music playlist so that way, it would actually feel a little bit more like a real stream of multiple games. And well, here we are, sitting here on the PlayStation 4 because I had to default to it. The Elgato simply refuses to work. And what else refuses to work, surprisingly enough, is the YouTube app and allowing me to actually see my live stream. I mean, the entire live stream's been up for about a minute. I would expect the YouTube app on my phone to actually update and show, hey, you're live streaming. But unfortunately, as I already discussed earlier, technology is the worst fucking thing. And I honestly want to, I really don't know what I want to do other than just try to relax a little bit and enjoy myself, which is probably not going to happen because everything that could possibly go wrong is going wrong at this exact same moment. Okay, honestly, YouTube app, I am live streaming right now, and I would honestly expect at this point that, okay, finally it pulls up the fucking stream. I'm only pulling up the stream so that way I can actually monitor exactly if everything's going well from another perspective. Okay. Just gonna get a drink of water. I'm gonna chill out. I'm gonna relax a little bit. I will discuss things in a not necessarily heated, but at the very least relaxed manner. So I'm just going to get a drink of water. Okay, gonna relax. Now then, 2 minutes of delay, but where were we? Hello again, YouTube. My name is Aldog Spawn. As you probably already know, considering you're, watching this stream. Yeah, I do multiple different things here on YouTube. Playing games, maybe giving a few reviews, opinions and stuff. Maybe on the occasion guides for, how to do certain things in certain games, like say War for Cybertron or Fall of Cybertron, where to find all the collectibles and everything. Guides for stuff like that, how to pull off Easter eggs maybe. This is stuff that I'm planning on doing, but I haven't really gotten around to because, well, one, I don't have the technology to do so. I mean, technically I do, but it doesn't fucking work. Thank you, Elgato, for being probably the shittiest company that I've ever had to, use hardware from. Wow. And, well, number two, well, I just don't really have the time. So I'm going to go ahead and play a little bit of GT Sport because the beta is about to end, and I'm going to probably make a few announcements just so that way... Oh yeah, the Destiny videos are kind of guides, You make a fair point there, Pitiful. But yeah, so I was planning on doing a live stream of the Transformers Fall of Cybertron hard mode, but it looks like if I really want to go about doing that, I'm gonna need to drop like $50 for the PlayStation 4 version because I can't do it on the PS3. I mean, yes, those are not released yet. I will be editing that at some point in time, but as of right now, I just want to relax. I feel like with I honestly feel like, with that other, the episode 3 that I released some time ago, I feel like I kind of reached a bit of a pinnacle. I want to kind of relax a little bit, especially because there's missing parts, and, well, you haven't emailed me the perspective from your video, so that way I can actually replace what's missing on my system. Anyways, yeah, so the original plan was to play Fallout Cybertron hard mode, but I can't because Elgato is shit, and therefore I can't record it on the PS3, which is the only, yeah, which is pretty much where I have it. Fucking voice. Which is where, you know, I have the game on. But if I'm going to be able to do it, I'm going to basically have to drop $50 on the PlayStation 4 version, or however much it costs. You know what? Now that I think about it, how much do those fucking things cost? I really want to know. Alright, Fall of Cybertron PS4 cost. So going to the PlayStation Store, and while I'm at it, it is $50, indeed. It is $50. You know what? Now that I look at the date, I can kind of understand. I mean, yeah, looking back at the date, you know, the game was remade on the PlayStation 4, and it was released August 9th, 2016. So the game's not even officially a year old yet. So it kind of makes sense. I would be extremely surprised if the PS3 edition of the game was $50 because, well, on the PS3, this game is, it's about to be 5 years old. Still, I really wish they would bring the price down to, like, I don't know, $40 or something, because, like, $50 is a little bit ridiculous, but let's get back on topic. So, yeah, so some announcements that I'm planning on, that I actually want to release. First of all, it's something that I already made brief mention of. If you don't already know, the Gran Turismo Sport beta is going to be ending tomorrow. And it's going to be one of the saddest things for me, because, like, I've had basically the time of my life playing this beta. Just to be able to get a quick peek at this game as a whole. Actually, you know what? Hey, Pitiful, you wanna join a PS4 party or something like that, so that way we can talk a little more easily, I guess, or something. I don't fucking know. Actually, now that I think about it, does everybody want to join a party? Well, yeah, so I think what I'm going to do for this part of the live stream is I'm going to demonstrate some of the new okay, I mean, I'm kind of amused by that, but at the same time, I'm kind of not in the mood for jokes. I'm actually particularly frustrated because of the failure of what I was originally planning to do. But, yeah. So, I think one thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate something that was added as of the 1.08 update for this game. I'm going to go ahead and put the parking brake there. So, yeah, Gran Turismo Sport now has the ability to completely change the, the camera. So, the default is like this, as you see it. Chase view camera sensitivity at 0.8, and yeah, axis offset is 0, and view type is far. So, let's go ahead and set it all the way up to 1. Basically, the camera really does not turn with the car fully, like 1-to-1. So you get to see a little bit more of the car's side like this, the camera feels a little bit looser overall. Might be a little bit more relaxed for some people. But let's go ahead and bring the camera sensitivity down to 0. As you can see, it pretty much just snapped right to the back side of the car because at sensitivity 0, the camera is pretty much, stuck to the back side of the car perfectly. You don't see any part of the side at all, which means that, the camera's pretty much turning 1-to-1 with the car. Now we can adjust the axis of the turning which with when it comes to actually driving the car. At least as far as we can tell right now. Yeah, at this sensitivity you don't really see it too often. So if I were to try to set it at that, now you can see that, well, now things just look really weird. So, like, what you see, this is like, the camera is actually having a delay in turning with the car itself. So, we just, yeah. I really don't like the way that feels, to be honest with you. That's just obnoxious. You could also actually put the chase view much closer to the car. So now what you see is, well, this. Nice if you want to overall admire the vehicle's aesthetics, but personally I actually prefer having the camera be a little ways back so that way I can see more of what I'm doing. Okay, I just went straight into the dirt with that. But, let's mess around a little bit with this. Yeah, you don't really see much of an axis offset there. And here the camera feels a little bit looser. Oh, hey, Axic. But yeah, so camera feels a little bit looser when you move it further up on the scale. And with here, the camera kind of turns with the car a little bit. There's a small delay until about halfway into the turn. And then when you're done turning it, yeah, it pretty much just snaps back to the car after a little bit. But when you go and offset the axis here to the maximum, things get really weird. The camera does not turn. Yes, this is still a beta, and it's ending tomorrow. But anyways, so what you're seeing is the axis offset is making it so that way the camera does not turn at all until the car is already fully engaged into the turn. Which means that basically it feels a little bit like the camera is tailing a little bit completely behind instead of flowing with the car completely. This just feels off. I really don't like that camera. I really don't like that. See, when I'm in a turn, you can actually see what the axis offset is doing. Let's try putting it at 1 and see what happens. Once I can actually get out of the dirt, of course. Okay, something about that actually feels pretty nice and smooth. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, so those are some of the big things added to GT Sport as a whole. The stream's not gonna last all too terribly long, at least this one. But so this is exactly, you know, just what you see is what you get kind of thing. You can adjust the camera to basically however you want it. Let me go ahead and make the camera near a little bit just to demonstrate this a little bit. Honestly, I think it's almost innovative that Gran Turismo Sport is actually planning on giving you this much control over the actual car, the camera itself. And yes, it does look pretty close to realistic at this point, but as of right now, there are still quite a few things that this game could do a little bit better. Honestly, I mean, I'm still seeing a game overall when it comes to controlling everything. But the lighting in this game is pretty much almost spot on. Like, it's beautiful, to be honest with you. But, yeah, that's just GT Sport as a whole right now. Yeah. So I'm going to actually do, tomorrow, when I get out of work, I'm actually going to be doing a live stream of GT Sport. Not only to just demonstrate all of the cars that I have, but to play a few more races until 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, which is the time that the GT Sport beta will actually end. So, 10 o'clock Eastern Time. Remember that, because that's when the GT Sport beta is going to end. 7 o'clock Pacific if you live towards that area, like in California and such. It's going to be actually one of the most heartbreaking things for me to actually witness the disappearance of the GT Sport beta. There's actually, what am I going to say here? There's actually quite a big connection between me and the entirety of Gran Turismo as a whole, as a franchise. So, I'm just going to go ahead and exit out real quick. Driven a total of 115 miles in a single day. I played this somewhere around midnight because of the fact that I didn't have to work. I decided I'd stay up a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and start inviting a few people into a party real quick, if they even want to join at all. So let's just go ahead and invite... I mean, I'm pretty sure these people aren't even online, but... Alright, let's see... Yeah, let's see if anyone joins the party. I'm gonna mess around with this car a little bit. Oh. Hello, Unsuitable.
Yo, what's good, white boy?
Well, life certainly isn't, so, you know, there's that, but
Hmm.
what is good is the beta so far.
Uh,
Were you watching any bit of that at all with me just demonstrating the camera?
yeah, I was watching it.
What do you think? Does it seem
Yeah.
like something pretty new?
It seems pretty fucking neato, I'd say. But I think I have actually seen camera control like that in another game. I can't recall the name of it, and it might
Uh,
not have been exactly what I'm thinking of. It's been so long since I've played it.
uh, oh yeah, I should also mention that in GT Sports beta, you can actually even adjust the view of the cockpit.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So if you want to cosplay as no, it's not cosplay. If you want to role play as a midget, there you go.
Actually, you know what? That's entirely possible. Look at this.
The game has something for everyone. Huzzah.
Look at this. You know, I don't know if you can see the stream right now, but like, I'm actually trying to play in first-person midget view, and this is hard as balls.
As as a midget myself, I can say it it looks spot on, man.
Gran Turismo, even representing the little guy out there, literally and figuratively.
Yay!
And I think one of my favorite features is, well, the ability to completely turn off the HUD.
Hmm. Who needs a HUD?
I hate this.
We do. I like it because it perfectly emulates me when I drive. I don't. I don't drive. I don't
Yeah.
like driving.
But let me just go ahead and keep trying to not suck with the HUD off.
You wanna suck?
Not quite like that. No, thank you, sir.
You wanna suck on one of my seats? God damn it! Now that shit's gonna
No.
be stuck in my head all day.
What?
The you wanna suck thing.
Oh, that video. The fuck even was that shit?
It's vegans. That's what happens when you don't eat meat. You start acting like that.
I guess it makes sense. But as we can see, I'm not very good with no HUD interior driving.
Yeah.
I might end up switching to another game here in a bit, and you know, just screwing around on another game or something.
Yeah.
Shit, actually, I wonder if Pitiful is able to join.
Working and twerking, baby.
He's not working until 5 today.
Oh. Oh. Okay then.
I had an idea for something that we could all gather together and do, but I mean, if he can't join, you know, that'll be a problem. I mean, actually, now that I think about it, not only do you not have PS Plus, but you also don't have Black Ops 3, so we can't all gather to do that, but
Yeah.
I was thinking of doing a no HUD and silenced weaponry kind of match.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Oh, hey, I think.
No!
Oh, that's interesting. I think I found a place on Earth where you can actually see the last city.
Really?
Yeah,
I am interested, I think...
it's
Oh, sorry.
it's in the Skywatch area. There's a part to the let's see now. To the let's see. Okay, well when you went to stick to the west, the western cliffs, and keep on going until you find this small little fenced area. And if you go to the outskirts of it, like as far as you can go, and just sit there, you can see the city just beyond the wall.
Huh.
It's interesting.
I think I might actually take a look at some point. But, yeah, so... Right, this is still an announcement video. Other things that are going to be announced for anyone that's still watching, all one of you. So I'm going to be doing another segment alongside Silly Sundays. Free-to-play Fridays with friends. Yes, I know, I can't get enough of that alliteration. But, the general thing that I'm doing with this is, basically, I'm trying to think. Fuck. Poop. I cannot think for the life of me. So, what I'm planning on doing is downloading a few games every now and again, whenever they're available, that are completely free to play, and if they're multiplayer, gathering friends along for the ride. Or they could play the same game alongside and tell their experiences while I'm playing. But, yeah. So we're going to be doing that, and I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions on the games, and whether or not, you know, they should play. Yeah, that you should play them. Or, you know, if they really do stack up well enough to their, not-so-free counterparts. Like, for example, the first one that we're going to be doing is Paladins, which is supposedly free-to-play Overwatch, basically. And I'm kind of interested to see how this all works out.
You know, I actually played a little bit of it a while ago, and it's Well, I only played like half an hour of it, and it was just in training, so I can't really formulate an opinion of it, but character designs look alright.
Ah.
Other than that, though, I need to play more of the game to figure it out.
Ah. Well, yeah. Poop. I wonder where, I wonder where Pat is, because, like, he's gone.
Hmm. Might have gotten out to get some groceries or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So, another announcement, possibly going to get an AverMedia capture card at some point. Because I can't fucking take the Elgato anymore. I can't. I just cannot do it for the life of me. Elgato, both as a company and as the capture card itself, they fucking blow. They are, like, I probably wouldn't even bother getting an Elgato capture card if we were at the bottom of a fucking clearance bin. That's how bad these things are. They're probably not as bad as, like, you know, the absolute bottom of the bin, Roxio game capture stuff. But I can assure you, Elgato's pretty fucking close to the bottom there. But at some point, I'm going to consider getting an AverMedia because that's pretty much professional. Actually, I should probably consider getting a better computer first, because pretty sure that's where a lot of other problems are coming from.
I feel kind of bad that Elgato works for me fine, but then again, that's probably because I don't really stream with it. I mostly use it to just get footage.
Yeah, speaking of which, do you for some reason use the Elgato like on the PS4, or do you just use PS4's onboard settings?
I just use the settings.
Oh, okay. Because I was about to say, you don't really need to use the Elgato with the PS4, because I can assure you the PS4 does a better job.
Yeah, I know. I mostly use it for PS3 stuff.
Yeah. But I think it might also be because you got a slightly better computer than I do. Possibly. I mean,
Maybe I'm not sure. I don't know shit about computers.
well, I'm not the biggest when it comes to knowing anything about computers myself, but I do definitely know for a fact that my computer is absolute trash. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and finish off the stream by just showing off all of the cars that I've got from the date acquired. So, when the beta started, when you first start up the beta, you get 3 cars of each category. For the N300 category, which is like higher end sports cars, my first one was the Genesis Coupe 3.8 track. For Group 4, which is kind of middle of the line race car sort of thing, I got the Renault Megane, which it's a French car. It's dopey looking.
Yeah, the French.
Haha. I'm pretty sure the fucking thing's powered by a baguette. But then for the Group 3, which is like the highest end as far as I see in this game's beta, is the SLS AMG GT3 by Mercedes-Benz, which, I mean, you not being a car person, it's not anything big that you would, instantly recognize, but in the world of sports cars, that's basically like top of the line, just to put it in perspective. Then there's the Genesis Group 4. Oh, sorry.
What?
I thought you were about to say something.
I wasn't. I was just listening.
Oh. Then there's the Genesis Group 4, which is kind of funny because you may remember the first car that I got in the game was a Genesis Coupe 3.8 track, and then I got Genesis Group 4. I wish they were a joke. The first car that I ever got from completing the daily challenge thing is an upgraded version of one of the first cars I got.
Huh.
Then there's the Subaru WRX STI Type S. Even if you're not a huge car person, you might know the name Subaru Impreza. It's one of the most popular cars in the entire world.
You're probably gonna hate me, but I've never heard of that in my life.
You're not a really big car person anyway, so I'm not gonna blame you for it. But the major reason why this car is so well known is because it's actually been really successful in almost all of the racing events it's been in. Or at the very least, that's how it originally began. Its biggest competition, the biggest competitions that they would actually go in were World Rally, because the Subaru Impreza was designed at heart to be a rally car. And its biggest competition in that field was Mitsubishi with the Lancer, which is pretty much, its eternal rival, except for the fact that Mitsubishi no longer makes Lancers. They're done with that. And believe it or not, their other biggest rival was an American company instead of Japanese. That company was Ford, actually, with their Escort and later on their Focus. Speaking of which, the next car that I got was also a Ford, the Mustang Group 3, which, damn good car, damn good car. Followed immediately after that was the Ford Focus.
Huh. Is that car any good, or?
The Ford Focus is quite good, actually.
Oh.
And then there's the BMW M6. BMW is like a luxury sedan manufacturer from Germany. And they definitely do lots of sportsy cars, but a lot of their cars just have some sort of luxurious look to them.
Ah.
Then there's the Aston Martin V12 Vantage GT3. Aston Martin being a British company that's, or at least was, partly owned by Ford. And while their cars also have a luxurious look, pretty much all of their cars are made to be sportsy. In fact, James Bond, if I remember correctly, has played with a lot of them. Then there's the Peugeot, which is another French company, and their concept vehicle for the Vision Gran Turismo program, which is one of three, I think. No, one of two VGT cars, if I remember correctly, that actually are currently in the beta for GT Sport. I don't really know too much about it in real life because it's only a concept car, so we're going to move on to the Alfa Romeo 4C. Alfa Romeo being Italian. I don't know much about this car other than it looks nice and it seems to drive really well. The next car is another fucking Genesis. This time the Group 3 variant. Yes, this is the only car in the game that is actually, that actually has the exact same car in all three categories in the beta.
Oh.
And this one actually drives superbly well.
That's good.
Then there's the Chevrolet Corvette C7. I can't play a single fucking racing game that doesn't have Chevy in it. But yeah, Corvette C7 drives pretty well. Then there's the Volkswagen GTI VGT. We all know Volkswagen for their fucking Beetle.
Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of an icon at this point. I mean, first there was the old Beetle, which, was Generation 1 Bumblebee. Then there's, the new Beetle, which, you see almost fucking everywhere, to the point where we've actually even developed a game out of it, basically. The whole punch buggy bullshit. Then there's the Lancer Evolution, which, is the final edition, the last one they ever made. GTR, which, I've already spoken a bunch about the Nissan GTR, so really it's that's nothing new when it comes to ground to tread. Subaru WRX Group 3, which is, Group 3 Lancer. Another Renault car, the RS01 GT3. Don't know that car at all. BMW Z4 GT3. Surprised about this car's performance because I've actually played with the BMW Z4 in GT6, the street car, and it's a convertible, and it's not really particularly outstanding to any degree. It's, I'd say, mediocre. Definitely wasn't the worst car I've ever driven, but it wasn't that much fun, and it wasn't all that good either. But the GT3 version of the BMW Z4, that may actually be one of the most well-handling one of the most well-handling vehicles I've ever used in a single Gran Turismo game. Turns on a dime. Let's just start right there. Turns on a dime. You barely have to put any effort into it. Then there's the Mercedes SLS AMG Group 4 variant, because I originally got the Group 3. And then Alfa Romeo's 4C returns in the Group 4 variant rather than Group 3. Jaguar, which is another British company, and for some people, it'd be forgivable to accidentally mistake a Jaguar for an Aston Martin. They are pretty similar, after all. And a Jaguar, I actually remember being owned, at least partially, by Ford. Well, they're F-Type Group 3, which also turns on a dime. Then the McLaren 650S GT3. You don't know this car when it comes to real life, but you definitely know what it looks like. Basically, you remember Patrick's preferred sports car in GTA, right? God, I can't remember the name. But you remember that purple supercar that he loves, like, so very, very much.
Kind of, yeah.
Basically that.
Ah.
Oh, the T20, the T20. That's the name in GTA.
Ah.
You remember that? You remember that fucker, right?
Vaguely, I'm afraid.
Oh shit.
It's been a while since I've played GTA.
Oh wait, that's right. Not only has it been a while, but the T20 was, like, if I remember correctly, only PS4. Could be wrong. No, it was PS3. PS3. It's one of the last supercars to be made for PS3, but it was bought during a time when you probably weren't around. So never mind anything that I just said. So continuing on, Corvette Group 3. Can't really escape that. It's decent enough. The Evora, I've heard, was actually extremely hard to drive in Gran Turismo Sport, which is the Lotus Evora, which you don't really know anything about, so why do I even continue talking? I've heard that it was hard to drive. I actually tested it out myself. It's not that bad. Mercedes AMG GT3. Yes, that's actually the name. Mercedes AMG GT3.
Who the fuck comes up with these names?
I don't know, what a repetitive mouthful. But I guess it's supposed to be a replacement for the SLS AMG, considering that car is a few years old now. But I can't really see anything better or worse when it comes to performance in that car. It's just good.
Apparently Pat can't join right now because he's cleaning.
Oh. Well, Audi R8 LMS, which is... I mean, you've probably heard me talk a bit about the Audi R8 before because, well, I'm a fucking nerd when it comes to vehicles, and I just love the Audi R8. And, well, there's that. Then Ferrari's got their own car in this game, which is nice to see that, well, ever since GT5, Ferrari's been a permanent addition to Gran Turismo as a whole. Ford Mustang Group 4. Lancer Evolution Final Edition Group 3. Megane RS Trophy. Volkswagen Scirocco GR4. Audi TTS Coupe. And BMW M6 GT3. Wait a minute. What are you thinking? If you remembered at all, that I already have a BMW M6 GT3, but different livery. In other words, different look on the outside. And then a GTR GT3, which is by far the best handling vehicle that I have in that class. And then the 1 VGT. Okay, so there actually are 3 different Vision Gran Turismo vehicles in this game. But, yeah, so there it is, ladies and gentlemen. All 36 cars in Gran Turismo Sport. At first I thought it was a glitch that I wasn't getting any more, but it turns out I've actually just reached the upper limit. I cannot get any more. Which, I mean, I guess I feel accomplished enough in that regard because, you know, I've got every single car in the game just a little ways before the beta actually came to an end, so I pretty much played the entire beta at this point.
Excellent. I wonder how many cars that the full game. I wonder how many cars the full game is gonna have.
I'm guessing only a few hundred because GT Sport's trying to be a little bit more of a more mature kind of game overall. And the past Gran Turismo games have included cars from like way back in the 1960s, 1950s. Hell, Gran Turismo 4 had something from back in the 1800s.
Ah.
Those were like wagons back when they first developed engines of any sort.
Yeah, I think I remember you showing those things off one time.
Yeah. But, so that's pretty much everything that I've got for GT Sport. So, to everybody that's watching the live stream, stay tuned. I'm going to be doing a little bit of cleaning up around here. I'm going to get myself a bit of a snack, or maybe a proper lunch, actually. And I'm going to possibly do another live stream sometime soonish. Holy fuck, now the audio all of a sudden in GT Sports just spiked. But anyways, so that's going to be it. If you enjoyed this really dumb live stream, then, you know, go ahead and maybe give it a like, maybe comment, subscribe, I guess. Definitely subscribe to Pedophile 7 and Unsuitable Programming. They both have some pretty entertaining content if you're into really, really stupid shit. And,
I don't have any content.
Right, you can fuck off now, matey. That was...
It's true, I barely have anything, so, you know. Whatever, just finish up your outro.
But, yeah, so... That's pretty much everything that I got. Thank you all 2 of you that are currently watching, and all 1 of you, never mind. Yeah, thank you all of you that are actually, you know, watching, or did watch, kind of. This is Helldog Spawn, and I will be seeing you all in future videos. Peace out, and have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll be back, hopefully soon. If not, then, well, don't fret, I haven't died. Much as I may want to.